Wow, dude, this scene is so real. Media all over the place. I feel like I'm in a movie. Okay, what's happening, folks? It is Hicks. Welcome back to the channel. We're out here in Hollywood for the first time ever on the Surron, and the first time I've been here in years, and the first time that I made a video here in years. For sure, many years. There is a massive fire that I saw. I was coming up from Long Beach. I was taking the 101 freeway, all my LA heads, you know that direction, and I saw this huge fire. It looked like a bomb went off. Like it's you could actually see it in the distance right there. I don't know if you guys can really tell on the GoPro, but I saw the biggest fire off the freeway, and we've already did an entire video today you guys are going to end up seeing later, but right now we're actually headed to the fire so we can try and check it out. Apparently it's mostly under control already, which is good, obviously, and we're just gonna go check it out. Might also take the quick lap around Hollywood, because you know this is a place we never really go film. Look at this dead stop traffic for miles. Well, that guy's impatient. So there's a few reasons I never ever come ride in Hollywood. One, this is like where the stupidity of Los Angeles is centered in this place. There's a few good people who live out here, but there's a lot of idiots. There's just a ton of idiots that come here. They come here to be here, and because this is the place you're supposed to be seen and show off and stuff like that. Anyways, there's lots of reasons I don't ever actually come out here, but one of the few things that can get me to go just about anywhere is you know, a crazy event happening. And that is what we have today. Thing is, it's going to be kind of tough to get down there. I think it's going to be mostly sealed off once we start getting closer. A little backstory: I used to come out here pretty often. I had a friend who lived, I think, up this street that I'm on right now. I mean, I say I used to have a friend. He's still my friend. His name's Dominique, and he lived around here. That was a while ago, though. We're talking like 4-ish years ago. I think that was actually the last time I was out in this area. So not only is that the last time I was here, but the last time I filmed out here was well before that. It must have been like, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe even longer than that. But you got to be careful out here, man. There's tons of people in, like, you know, cool fast cars just zipping around all over the place, and I don't know. Anyways, we're just gonna try and get over to the area of the fire, which is, we're actually getting really close. We have to be strategic about how we approach this, because obviously we're not trying to breathe in a bunch of smoke. Even getting close to it is going to be not that smart. So it looks like from here you guys can see way off there in the distance the smoke is blowing this way, and just from here I know it's hard to tell from the scale of distance with the GoPro, but this fire is truly massive. It's easy to tell even from here how the scale of what's burning. Anyways, we're just going to keep on ripping closer and closer. The actual fire is on Hollywood Boulevard, which is a few blocks south of where we are right now. What's going on here? What are we doing? What are we doing? You guys know me, I just keep it moving. Will I fit? Ooh. So it's a little bit further than I thought, actually. Looks like traffic is being held up in pretty much every direction by it as well. We're actually going to slow down a little bit. There's no reason for us to be in a rush right now. Obviously the fire is not going anywhere. We're actually going to chill out just a tad bit. This road dead ends right here, so we're going to make a left and head down to Hollywood Boulevard. I think the best plan of attack, by the way, today was one of the hottest days I think probably on record in LA. We're in a heat wave right now. It was 100 degrees up where I live. Where I went to visit today by the beach, it was about 85, but down there it's usually not even close to that hot, so that was really hot for being down there. So it's just been a hot day overall all over LA. We're on Hollywood Boulevard, so we're gonna go ahead and bang it right, and as you can see, it is a full-blown emergency situation, and goodness gracious, this is insane. This almost looks like a movie set, which is crazy because when you think of LA, you think of, you know, crazy movie sets in the street like this. Like if you've ever gone through downtown on a random afternoon, you've probably seen a situation kind of like this, where it's just it looks larger than life. And even me talking about this right now as I'm pulling up, we got detectives here. I was listening on the news when I was driving. There are fire trucks. Look at selfies everywhere. There's fire trucks from all over the place. As far as the city of LA, there's some in, you know, actually we're gonna slowly cruise in right here. Wow, dude, this scene is so real. These are people who live there, I'm guessing. Media all over the place. I feel like I'm in a movie, honestly. Looks like it's mostly under control, honestly. Wow. This is crazy. I don't know where I could actually go from here. I'm gonna back up a little bit first. Get on the sidewalk. I mean, there's people everywhere. I'm sure they just decided that it would be impossible to try and keep all the people walking around under control. What trips me out is those people are in the smoke. That cannot be good for the lungs, even with a mask on. So let's pull out the phone, get a picture. It's surreal, man. Stuff like this is, you know, it's not unique to LA, but it's really like, it is crazy to see stuff like this in such a beautiful area, especially Hollywood, which is it's definitely one of the more expensive neighborhoods in LA. Go ahead and get a clip on the phone. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at John Hicks. Wow. So yeah, it looks like it's mostly actually under control. We are going to go ahead and go this way down Genesee because it looks like people are walking up and down the street here. We should be able to go. They got structures on deck. I'm just going to check out the scene here. I want it to be on the other side. Cops gave it a nod. I mean, everyone here is pretty chill. So it seemed like a pretty intense fire. On the news they said everybody got out okay. There was one lady in a wheelchair that was affected, but apparently she made it out as well. Look at these people just sitting around. It's probably people that live in here and also just people in the neighborhood. You know, when events like this happen in LA, people just kind of come from all over the place. It's just kind of open right here. That guy's all up in it. Fire rushing. I smell that sweet carbon monoxide smell. That is, you know, you don't want to smell too much of that. So I'm going to try and hold my breath a little bit while I come over here. You guys can see the roof.
I got it out of the gate.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, man.
No worries, of course. Yep, I mean, hey, I don't even know where I'm at, so I'm going to go ahead and listen. I don't know if he's has something to do with the fire department or what, but I don't know anybody here. I'm just cruising around and you guys know me, just filming. So that's, you guys know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and listen. Good advice too, because when you smell that sweet smell, that sweet carbon monoxide, it is a sign that you need to get away from what you're smelling. Really surreal being here right now. We're gonna go ahead and cruise back to where we started. Insanity. One of the funny things is all the firefighters looking at the Surron. I think at this point they're just like over the fire and they're like, what is this? We got KTLA 5 doing interviews live on scene. Let's go ahead and snake their footage. Take it. I actually don't care. I would like to get around through here, but I can't get over that with my bike. We could probably wrap around to the other side. I think this lady lived in the building. Yeah, I think we're going to try and get around a little bit. We definitely saw everything from this angle. Go ahead and mob it out. Wow. Crazy, man. Wow, this is, I did not know it was this large of a scene though. I saw, whenever you see a fire on the news, it's like, it's usually a big deal, but I didn't know it was gonna be like that. That was kind of, that is by far the biggest like emergency response I've ever seen up close with my own 2 eyes. That was kind of crazy. Also, I have no idea where this road I'm going on leads. We're just gonna rip it for a second. The problem is there's all this smoke up here. I think actually this is gonna go, I don't know where this goes. And let me tell you one thing that you guys can't see is that I'm smelling straight smoke. I'm even wearing a mask and all I smell is smoke right now. So we're gonna turn around and go back this way. Because I'm not just trying to just breathe in straight smoke. So like I said, today was one of the hottest days on record and it was extremely windy today. Today was very windy. So I'm sure that's how this fire was able to start and spread so quickly. Apparently it started at one of these buildings, an apartment that looked just like the one in front of us, and then jumped over similar to the one next to that one. And now that one's burning and they're trying to contain it before it continues to burn the next one, you know? So it looks like from here they got it under control. I'm sure if it was like a full-blown emergency, they would not let anyone even remotely close, like how these guys are taking pictures or how I rode through. The cops didn't care, nobody cared. But yeah, so as you can see, that one says Echo Park. That is pretty far from here. Echo Park, I imagine that they had to drive at least like 30 minutes right now in traffic to even get here, because Echo Park is it's not that far away. But I'm sure the unfortunate part about this fire happening right now is that it was like straight up in the middle of rush hour. It's probably the most inopportune time for a fire to happen out here in LA. It's KTLO5 doing their interview. As I'm hanging out here, I'm starting to feel a little bit raspy from breathing all the smoke. So I don't know exactly how much longer I'm going to be hanging around here. I think we've seen all we're going to see. We could try to wrap all the way around and get to the other side. Let's actually do that real quick because we went the wrong way a second ago. So let's try and do it the other way. You know what's even more ridiculous is that on my way down here, I saw a ruptured water main coming off the freeway. So not only was there, you know, a fire like this takes, I'm sure, thousands upon thousands of gallons of water to use, but there was a ruptured like fire main just coming off of the freeway. You know, a fire hydrant. It was just spraying water all into the street. And at a time like this, I'm sure that they want all the water that they can get. Plus it's hot, so you know, I'm sure many of you guys know LA has a so-called drought that you know, is a thing. Anyways, looks like there's a bunch of water in the ground and it's creating like a ravine. Police has this street blocked off. That's just the way we checked out, but from the other side. Let's see if we can get around here some way. Helicopters all over. I don't know if you can hear them with just all the other sounds going on. The dogs are freaking out, man. I'm sure they are. There's some reason for panic. Looks like this street might not be blocked off. We're actually going to try and go up it, get a different view of what we've already seen. Yeah, I've actually never been over here. These are really nice apartments out here in Hollywood. Somebody's got a Thunderbird. Love to see that. People who own homes out here are rich, and I mean very rich. Like we even have an influencer in the wild getting her fire selfies. Hey, I'm not judging today. I'm not judging anyone, because this is one of the most insane and unique things you could ever stumble upon in LA. Is a big emergency like this where luckily everybody's okay, and at this point it's just kind of like people are fascinated with the sights. You know, like, look at this. I definitely can't cross anywhere over here, but I'm just trying to give you guys a scale of how many fire engines are out here. There's probably, I want to say like 40, maybe 50. Pretty crazy. I kind of want to pop up there and ask those cops and stuff, but I also don't want to breathe smoke. It's going to be such a pain to get back if we do that, so there's that angle. We're going to try and wrap around a little bit further and get to the other side completely. Got the cyclist. Let's go. Man, pretty cool day out here in LA too. I've been meaning to do a Hollywood video for the longest. This was not what I had in mind. Was a massive, and I mean massive emergency. I know it might seem like all I've been doing lately is just riding into fires, but this one is a little more intentional. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like we just stumbled upon this one like we did the other one. This one we kind of seeked out and we found it. So let's go ahead. This should be all the fire engines we can see from this angle. El Tiempo, channel 34, is that Univision? Or look at this. All the fire trucks lined up. Crazy. It looks like they pretty much have the fire under control. There's a little bit of black smoke, which I don't know much about fires, but I know the black smoke is like bad, right? And once it starts to turn white is when they're starting to get it under control, I think. And then, yeah, so it looks like they mostly got it under control. But, wow. One of the most insane things I've ever seen. Alright. We're going to actually make our way up on out of here now. We saw it all. We're not going to be able to see any more of the fire than what I showed you guys. That quick shot. Oh my god, dude, that completely soaked me. That water was way deeper than it looked. Luckily the Surron is waterproof. Dude, insanity, huh? For sure one of the craziest things that we've seen. I'm actually gonna fully dip now because I feel like I definitely inhaled more smoke than I should have. Being lingering around that long, I feel like lots of smoke in my lungs currently. So we're gonna go ahead and cut our losses. And our Surron is soaked. And I'm soaked. My legs are completely wet now after running through that puddle. So we're gonna go up here and cut a left. I think we're back on Genesee, and then that's gonna be it. All right. Yeah, leave a comment if you guys want to see more Hollywood stuff, though. You can definitely come back out here at some point. Maybe when it's a little less intense. I mean, there's not much to see out here. It's kind of just, you know, nice apartments and rich people and influencers doing influencer things. So, you know, that's Hollywood for you. I'm gonna get one more final look. I'm sure these firefighters are fed up of seeing people like, you know, hovering around, but I mean, how could you not? Look at this, dude. It's one of the most insane things. This is why I keep coming back to the same spot. It's just one of the craziest views I've ever seen. But it's pretty much over. So you got to see the news are doing their final interviews. I stand out like a sore thumb on my Surron with a green shirt. Influencer Nation. I miss my calling in life to be an influencer, man. I ended up a lowly YouTuber. Unlucky. But yep, so that's the fire. Crazy, right? We are fully out of here at this point. We came, we saw. I mean, honestly, it's probably going to be the first of maybe not many, but probably a few in LA, because it is fire season out here. We had the doom and gloom, the gray skies, and now look, people filming it from all over. You got to get out of the car, man. You got to just park. Look, there's parking right there. Just suck it up. Dude, think about Hollywood. Is there's tourists everywhere. Look, boom, tourists. And I'm sure to be a tourist in Hollywood and to see something like that is probably like the most cool thing that you could experience. To be able to go back and, like, you know, tell your family back home or whatever, or your friends, like, dude, we went to LA and it looked like a movie set. Honestly, I bet a lot of people think that's just a full-blown movie set if they didn't hear the news. Because the only reason is I'm always listening to the news, and I have Twitter alerts for like pretty much all the news, so when something goes on, I know pretty quick. So I knew that this was going on, and then I saw it. That's how big the fire was at first. It was huge black flames. So by the time I was able to park, get on my Surron, and then start riding down there, it was pretty much already done, you know? So I'm sure a lot of people think that they're making a movie, especially because there's all these people walking around with huge cameras. If you didn't know any better, I mean, it pretty much looks like they're shooting a movie down there. So that's wild, isn't it? So anyways, to get back to where we started, we got to bomb Hollywood Boulevard. Dude, I feel like a little bit of roughness in my throat after even being close to that fire. That is how dangerous it is to be around big fires like that. You know, I tried to stay mostly out of the way of the smoke, but even doing that, I feel like I just smoked like 2 full packs of cigarettes. That's like how my lungs are. They don't feel great right now. So, you know, if you watch this, don't ever do anything that I do in my videos. First off, that should be without saying, because all I do is dumb stuff. Second of all, don't ever go near a fire, just for any reason. Just don't do that. You know, that's always a bad idea. I think we could all agree upon that. That is universally the dumbest thing you could do. Oh, we're gonna have to go all the way around, huh? Yep, we sure are. And that's what we're gonna do. There's always something going on Hollywood Boulevard, man. I was just trying to go down to get some footage because I know it'd be cool, but looks like that's not happening. Some type of event going on because I see all these fancy dressed up people. And then there's me on the Surron being a hooligan. So we are gonna go ahead and mob it up Franklin, the secret passway. Oh man, there's just as much traffic here as there was up there. We don't have too far to go from here. I actually don't remember where I parked. I don't know Hollywood that well at all. You know, I used to. There's definitely a point in time where I used to. But now, I get lost pretty much immediately. So, you know, bear with me as we try to wing it back. We're gonna go ahead and just curve it straight up. That's why I like this bike. It is just so much more maneuverable. Got some alleys. Alley cruising in Hollywood? Maybe in the future. Right now, we're just trying to get back. And we have a long way to go. There was a point in time where I used to love coming down Hollywood Boulevard, riding my bike down here, you know, and doing stuff like that, but those days are long gone. This light is so confusing. I guess we're just gonna sit here and wait. Quick GoPro overheat. That is gonna be the theme this summer. That is what I am most worried about as we begin our summer filming journey. How are we going to avoid the massive amounts of GoPro overheating that we will deal with? Currently, I don't have a solution. You guys know I love the GoPro camera more than anything. One thing I will say, the DJI camera does not overheat pretty much for any reason whatsoever. It is bulletproof, but the video quality is total ass. It is just terrible. So we may have to make the trade-off at some point. I just love how the 11 looks, man. It is like an actual good camera. It's how it's supposed to look. Going to the DJI Action 3, whatever, it feels like such a major downgrade. It's like, why have all these features of a camera that works really well? The battery's amazing, battery life's amazing, it doesn't overheat, blah blah blah, but the video quality sucks so bad and the audio is so trash. Like, the microphones are okay, but they're not great. Like, what's the point if the whole point is the picture? So it's like, what do, you know? Ooh, pretty sick. And we're off. We have the ability to cross. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. The flooding when I was coming out the freeway. This is it right here. Looks like they got it mostly cleaned up. But then there's something else going on up here. Is there another fire? There's no way. There is no way. Maybe it's just to deal with this, or maybe this was water for the thing that they're doing. I don't know. We're about to find out. I'm riding on the wrong way on the sidewalk. It's a double no. Don't ever want to do this. Oh, they got caution tape. This one looks bad. Oh no, it's just a flooded hydrant. Looks like a badly flooded hydrant. Dang. Look at that. Oh dude, the freaking ground is like warped. Look at this. Hold on, you're gonna trip out when you see this. The ground is warped from the amount of water that's springing up from the pipes underneath it. I don't know if we're ever gonna be able to cross right here. We're gonna try our hardest, especially because it's a curve. This is like one of the hardest places to try and make a U-turn. We're gonna try and send it though. We did it. Look, dude, I've never seen this in person. The ground is rippled and the water is coming through the ground. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that could happen? It makes you feel like the ground can like sink from underneath you. What the heck? So I guess, yeah, I thought it was like an emergency. I guess it kind of is. Like, what are these people gonna do? I guess hopefully it doesn't get much worse. It's kind of crazy, right? It's almost like reality is falling apart in front of our eyes. The ground is literally lifting and breaking and water is coming out. That is what's underneath us, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and move so I don't fall through the ground. That would not be good, especially if it happened like right now. What a day we've had in Hollywood, huh? We saw all types of stuff that we probably wouldn't see on a typical day in LA. Those firefighters just chilling. They're getting paid overtime probably. Hey man, get your money. Wild. Just an average day in LA, you know. Hollywood is the most concentrated part of weirdness. All the weird stuff that happens in LA, Hollywood is the source of it. It's just, it's extra weird out here. I love it. Maybe I should come out here more often. I don't know. Definitely a nice change of pace from downtown. But it's just a little more hectic. By that I mean a lot more hectic. Try to get across this. Anyways, folks, not the Hollywood video that I was expecting to make, but it's the one that we have. Subscribe if you're new. Get in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. Make sure to like the video. And as always, thanks for watching. See you in the next one very soon.